Hello, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we'll be looking at the Grand Mafia. And recently there's a new feature that's being introduced right over here in this mentioned area, because I think there's been some predictions already. This area was empty and there's going to be some new things, and it is out, and it is the shipment safeguard. So there's a couple of tips that I will share with you for this right here. And over here there's three different areas where you can click on. The first one is, of course, to look at places where you can steal some of these shipment. Then the second one is transportation of your own shipment, and I totally recommend you to get the higher grade ones. And if you have anything below a rare, you should use this free refresh, and I think once in a while you can get more of these refreshers. So the percentages of you getting higher grades is somewhere in the over here, grade probability. You can see that anything above 5 refreshers, you're obviously 100% you get a grand, but there's no need for you to get that high of a grade. As you can see, for grand you can get quite a number of rewards, a little bit of family currency, some coupons, some luxury car coupons, and I think there are more reward variations there, so not to worry. All of this I think is very helpful. It's kind of similar to your dailies, doing your dailies, your babes, your daily tasks. So initially people say that this, or I think people still do say that the rewards are pretty bad, but if you think about it, you have about 4 chances to send your shipments, of course depending on your mention level. From level 10 I think you can send 2, but from level 25 you can send 4. So as you can see, some resource over here, and if you were to multiply by 4, this can really stack up. Example, 12 million cash a day. If you stack up a week, a month, this can really be quite a high number. For grand it's even higher, 6 million. So that is quite insane if you get 4 shipment of grands. So this is the first part of the shipment, where you send out your own shipment and you gain resources. The second way is to attack people's shipment and you get a random amount of whatever shipment they have. For grand, you can see what rewards you'll be getting if you attack the person. So when you press hijack, you can also see their enforcer and what they are sending. So for a shipment, obviously I recommend you guys to send with your UB, your underboss, and if you can possibly do it, you should send it closer to the end of the day where the game resets at, I think the game resets at UTC 0, so closer to that game reset, you should send some of your shipments if you are still awake at the time, maybe the last 12 hours of the day before the game resets. Because the idea behind this is that if you send out earlier in the day, people's hijacks are reset, so you're most probably going to be hijacked for your shipment. And if you were to wait 12 hours later, there's a very high chance that most of the people have already done their hijack 12 hours into the game. So this is the first tip, obviously, to send out your shipment as late as possible, as you can afford it without you sleeping and missing out the last 2 shipments, because you only can send 2 shipments at a time. So make sure at least maybe 12 hours before the game, send out your shipments, so that it can buffer about 4 hours, 2 hours of extra time. And for also protecting your shipments, make sure to select the best enforcer you have. And if you can afford it, you should buff up your crew size. That will affect your shipment if you buffer your crew size. So example, currently I have 300k crew, but if you use 20%, it will apply this 20% to your freight truck, so that is very good. And also, once you send out your trucks or your shipment, make sure that you're in combat gear, because if you're in farm gear, your stats report will be in farm gear as well. So this is the downside about this shipment thing. You have to always stay in combat gear, which I think you normally should, unless you're robbing, and then you can switch back to your combat gear. So that's my first tip that I'll give you regarding the shipment. The second is regarding robbing. Make sure to rob at least an elite or a grand one. Don't bother about anything rare or below, because obviously you can see which shipment you want to hijack. And second, I want to recommend you guys to make sure to click this box to show trucks from other cities, because obviously you don't want to attack your own city members, and they get to have lesser rewards from you. Make sure you just rob or hijack somebody from another city so that they get less resources once they complete their shipment task. So make sure to select this, and yeah, if you cannot really find anybody, just keep refreshing. Definitely find somebody that's sending out a shipment. So yeah, this one is very simple, but you can also see and take a look at the rewards of what you'll get. But honestly, I don't really care. I don't mind getting any of these rewards. So if you want, you can hijack. The tip is to look at what they are sending. Gorillas, obviously, it's very easy. Just send a biker raid or biker attack crew and send it. You obviously win. The tip for this is to send a mixed 3-3 crew, because obviously if you send a single troop, it's super easy to destroy this shipment. So 3-3 is more recommended. Give your enemy a little bit more like uncertainty. They're not very sure what your stats are, so 3-3 is the best in defending. And you got 4 chances again to hijack, so I'm just gonna use all my chances. Yeah, and I've done my daily hijacking. So this is what I mean, like you should send your trucks out later into the game, because I think I'm about 5 hours into the new start of the reset, and I've used all my robbing chances. So totally recommend you guys to send your shipment out later. I haven't sent out mine, I'll send it out later. Then the next one that we have is the faction trucks, the faction shipment. So what this faction trucks is that the first one, that's the faction like leader, and this is like, I think it's R4 or and above to be the lead of this shipment, preferably someone with very good stats. Then followed by that, there are the freeloaders. Basically you can select any of these 4, and then when you click on it, you should be able to use this like item called the, I think it's around here, the logistics contract. So this allows you to be a freeloader, and you can check which like reward you will get on the right hand side. So if you want to pick like obviously this is the highest grade based on the color elite, so if you want to pick this, you can click on this and you have to freeload. But the thing about this is that there's only 5 slots to freeload. So when the faction truck is enabled, or whenever 80 personal faction trucks are sent out, so example for me, every day I can send 4, so like 4 trucks. But once the faction in total accumulates 80, they're able to send 1 faction truck. So basically for the leader itself, yeah, once this faction truck is completed, if there are no like losses from any attacks, the leader will be able to obtain every single thing from this truck. But if you're a freeloader, you can select one of this area and you will randomly obtain some of the items from the specific like containers instead of the whole thing. So for me, I selected this, so I will get something out of this like 4 speed up, this task resetter, and this like luxury car coupon. So obviously if you want to choose the 8 out of 5, you would get better rewards. But the thing is that when the truck goes out of this, for example like 13 out of 5, only 5 out of these like 13 people will be able to get onto this truck and obtain rewards, and the rest will not be able to obtain rewards. So for me, I just get something that has low reward and lesser people to fight with, which is like the bottom 2. So basically there's 3 parts for the truck. Basically you attacking people, you sending your own trucks, and the faction sending their long shipment trucks. For my last hidden tip that people might not notice is that something good about this shipment or something bad about this shipment is that you can use this shipment as some sort of like a spy. So example, you want to spy on somebody from your Governor's War map, all you have to do is a little bit intensive, but just refresh these like other cities trucks and find the trucks that your opponent is in. So the good thing about this is that if they're in their full combat gear, you're able to see their combat stats based on whoever is standing in the truck. It doesn't matter if you lose the hijack, because you will not lose your chances in your hijack, so really not an issue for that. Your total hijack will still be the same as long as you do not win any hijack. And yeah, so basically that is my last tip. I think you can spy on somebody's stats when Governor's War start by using the shipment method. Yeah, so I think this is it for the newest release. I think it's going to be a permanent fixture for the shipment safeguard, even though it only shows that you have 12 days. Probably a recurring event because it's it's at the mentioned area already, so I'm very sure that it will come back again. And if you enjoyed my video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you really love my channel, do support me by signing up for channel memberships. I really appreciate it. So yep, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys again real soon for my next video.